Welcome along to Circuit Zolder, everybody. What's coming up is round 9 of the NASCAR Wheeling Euro Series EuroNASCAR Pro Division. It's great to be back in Belgium, and in particular at Circuit Zolder, which has been our home of the NASCAR Grand Prix of Belgium since our first visit here in 2015. What's happened so far this season? Well, the season started at Circuit Ricardo Tormo in Spain, where Loris Hasemans and Alan Day were wheel to wheel in both of the races, but victory in both of them would go the way of Loris Hasemans. On to Brands Hatch in the UK next, and it was Alan Day and Loris Hasemans that were again fighting it out for the win, but Alan Day would claim his 25th career win in the first of the two races. In the second of the two races, however, it would be Loris Hasemans that would be leading Alan Day, and he would claim his third win in 4 races. Next up was Most in the Czech Republic, and in what were unbelievably tricky conditions where all cars had to change from slick to wet tyres, Alan Day came through to claim the win. However, in the second race of the weekend, in what were drier conditions, the number 50 Hendricks Ford of Vittorio Garelli would go towards victory lane, the reigning EuroNASCAR 2 champion, claiming his first EuroNASCAR Pro win. On to Grobnik in Croatia next, and when the lights went out, Mark Werrell was not in the correct position at the start, so whilst he would lead the race and have a great fight with Loris Hasemans, it was all not to be for Mark Werrell. He would win on the road, but a time penalty would see him drop down through the order, and Hasemans would head towards victory lane. In the second race of the weekend, again it was Loris Hasemans and Mark Werrell that were vying for the lead of the race, whilst Alan Day, the reigning champion, was not too far away either. Mark Werrell, having learnt from his mistake yesterday, would lead the race and start to pull away, as Loris Hasemans and Alan Day were fighting it out for second and third position. Hasemans running wide, however, and that would drop him down through the order. The battle still continued out on track as well, as Luca Lasser went for a move on Jacques Villeneuve in the latter stages of the race. There was contact between the pair, and the former Formula 1 champion was pitched into the gravel. So Mark Werrell would come through to claim his first win of the season, the third of his EuroNASCAR career. Loris Hasemans leads the championship but isn't present at Circuit Zolder this weekend. Vittorio Garelli is second, and Mark Werrell is third in the standings. It's the same format as ever. EuroNASCAR Pro is for the pro drivers. Loris Hasemans, the championship leader, not present at Circuit Zolder. He's racing Xfinity at Circuit Zolder and has just announced he'll be doing a partial cup campaign in 2022. Racing in this part of Belgium has been going on since the 1950s, but the current Circuit Zolder configuration sees it at 4 kilometres, 2.5 miles. Turn 9 in particular presents some great overtaking opportunities. And as for the EuroNASCAR Pro drivers, well, 18 laps will be what they're competing over. In qualifying, it was championship returnee and at his home NASCAR Grand Prix, Stinis Longines that popped the car onto pole position. So let's hear from the pole sitter.
I'm feeling really happy, and especially here in Zolder, I know the track really well. I drove 24 hours here 2 weeks ago, so that is no issue. We tested a lot here with the car in the previous seasons, so that's why I think we're fast. We still drive the same setup as last year. We tried some changes, but at the end it was just the same as last year, so really happy.
I'm not surprised he's happy. Straight back to the championship and straight onto pole position. But is he going to go towards victory lane in what are ideal conditions with thousands and thousands of fans, young and old, here at Circuit Zolder? Let's guide you through the grid. Stinis Longines starts from pole position with Alan Day alongside, and it's Luca Lasser and Vittorio Garelli on row number 2, with Mark Goossens and Mark Werrell on row number 3. Buckle up for the first time this weekend. We go green in EuroNASCAR Pro, and it looks as though it's a good start from Stinis Longines, who leads the pack up towards Erst, the first corner. Alan Day wheel to wheel with double former champion Luca Lasser for what will be second and third position. But Stinis Longines picks up the lead of the race as Dario Carzo runs very wide indeed through the first corner, and the number 8 drops to the tail end of the field. Stinis Longines leading the way. Everybody safely through the first couple of corners. Remember, Alan Day was teammates with Stinis Longines last year as we dive on board with the number 56 of Mark Goossens, who has taken the opportunity at his home NASCAR Grand Prix to switch over to Cal Racing for this weekend. Onto the brakes, in towards the right-hander at Boulderback, booked. This is the number 23 car in the hands of Henry Tuamala up towards Boulderback, booked. And as they head in towards the braking area, Henry Tuamala is involved in a big fight and gets clobbered in the side by his DF1 Racing teammate Ian-Eric Varden, which also takes out, I think they're also involved in that, was Leonardo Colavita. That is a battered-looking number 44 in the hands of the Finnish driver. So that brings out the safety car. We'll get Ian-Eric Varden's car recovered out of the gravel trap. And once that has happened, we are good to get things back underway here at Circuit Zolder under beautifully clear skies. So Stinus Longines and Alan Day once more on the front row of the grid for the restart. Looks as though it's a better restart for the blue and silver car in the hands of Stinus Longines. Alan Day, the 3 times champion and reigning champion, slots himself through into second place. Luca Lasserre there in third. And it looks as though Vittorio Garelli and Mark Goossens are fighting it out door handle to door handle over 4th and 5th place, but it looks as though Garelli has just hung on to 4th position currently as they head down the straight and in towards the braking area for the cleaner chicane as Alan Day looks to try and pick up the lead of the race from Stinus Longines. It's tight through the chicane, there's contact, and pitched into a spin is the number 88 Monster Energy backed Chevy in the hands of the champion, who's now got to wait patiently for everybody to go through. And it also looks as though there's a front puncture for Alan Day. That is not what he needs in what has been a real yo-yo of a season. Lots of highs, but plenty of lows, I'm afraid, for Alan Day. Stinus Longines continues in the lead of the race. Remember, himself and Alan Day, which were teammates last year at PK Car Sport, who returned to the championship this weekend with Stinus Longines. Luca Lasserre, bit of smoke coming from the front left corner of his car. That could be a cause for concern for Luca Lasserre, who at the moment is potentially on course for his best result of the season. He is running in second place overall, and that would be his best result of the season. And we're still side by side for the final podium spot as well. Vittorio Garelli fighting it out with Mark Goossens, the number 50 Hendricks Ford, just ahead of the number 56 car in the hands of Mark Goossens, who moves over from DF1 racing to Cal for this weekend. So through the Villeneuve chicane, so Nicola Rocca is the next of the cars behind, and after that it's Patrick Lamery, who's having a great weekend this weekend at the wheel of his Academy Alex Coffey Motorsport number 5 machine. At the front of this queue of cars is Vittorio Garelli, desperate to try and hang on to the final podium spot in the number 50 machine. Stinus Longines all of the time just pulling away in the lead of the race. Vittorio Garelli being kept very busy in third position. Mark Goossens is a bit too far away to attack at the moment, but any glimmer of hope at all, and the former Formula Ford Festival winner will be looking to try and pounce on the current reigning EuroNASCAR 2 champion Garelli. Garelli moving up to the top flight of EuroNASCAR this year and has already claimed a win, and that, I'm afraid, is Gianmarco Ercoli out of the race, and that is a big dint in his championship aspirations. You do drop your 2 worst scores for the regular season, and that will be one that Ercoli, I'm sure, once the totting up is done, will be dropping as we head towards the double points finals at Vallelunga next time out. So Lasserre still in second place, Garelli in third, Mark Goossens in 4th position, pushing hard. Nicola Rocca not too far behind. We have seen Mark Goossens on the podium so far this season, but for the moment he is just off it by 1 spot, sitting there in 3rd position. Stinus Longines all of the time just managing to gap the cars behind, just controlling this race from the very front. We've seen him claim a win here before at Circuit Zolder. That was in 2019, but the battle for 3rd is still raging. Garelli from Goossens with Nicola Rocca not too far away, not quite close enough yet though. Is there anything left that Mark Goossens can throw at Vittorio Garelli? The 2 Fords still nose to tail with the Chevy closing in on the background. Garelli makes a mistake heading through the chicane. They both have to shortcut it to a degree. I don't think either really gained an advantage with that there, but it goes to show how hard they are all pushing. It's still the Italian there in 3rd place, the Belgian driver at his home NASCAR Grand Prix in what will be 4th position, and still behind that is Nicola Rocca. This is the fight for 7th position. Giorgio Maggi is the leading junior driver we've got in the field at the moment for those aged under 25. But he's coming under enormous pressure from the hugely experienced Sebastian Bleekie-Molen, the 69 that sits behind. So again, 2 Fords nose to tail. Maggi just about able to hang on to it, the Swiss driver, at the wheel of his Hendricks number 18. Over Sacrament Selling they'll go. Stinus Longines is already starting to thread his way through turn number 4. Lucien Bianchibot well and truly in the lead of the race, more than comfortable, as is Luca Lasserre in 2nd place, but the fight for 3rd is still not resolved as yet at the moment. Garelli having to really just try and cling on to the place. Mark Goossens has tried a few things that haven't worked as yet, but there's still time to try and unpick the Italian and try and thread his way through onto another podium spot. Garelli hanging on to it as things currently stand. Mark Goossens, who claimed a podium at Most earlier on in the season, desperate to try and get himself back onto the podium spots, even more so because he's racing for a new team this weekend, and there's plenty of support for him as well at his home NASCAR Grand Prix. It's a circuit that the Goose knows very well indeed. Now, Werrell was a little bit slower coming out of Jochen Bock that time through, which allows Mark Goossens to try and thread his way up the inside as they head in towards Jackie Ickx. I think there was a slight touch between the two of them. That unsettles Vittorio Werrell, who goes through the gravel, and Mark Goossens is going to pick up the place, just the lightest of contact between the pair. But it's Stinus Longines that's going to claim the win. That's his second win here at Zolder and the third of his EuroNASCAR career. From Luca Lasser, who has his best result of the season so far in second place, and it's onto the podium in third place for Mark Goossens. That will please the local fans with the number 56 car heading towards the podium, and it will certainly please the local fans because it's a Belgian driver that's on the top step of the podium. Stinus Longines claims the win here at his home NASCAR Grand Prix on his return to the series. Great scenes down there in Victory Lane, so it's time to head down there and hear from our race winner.
Yeah, crazy, especially if you try several years in the pro. And I have 2 wins, and then after my comeback, first race, a win. Very happy, especially here in Zolder with all the fans. The fans are back. It's good to see them. Sponsors are back. And then entering with a win, it's good.
It's very good indeed. Congratulations to Stinus Longines. He'll be as pleased as Punch with that. In the Junior Trophy, Giorgio Maggi claimed the win from Yuli Stelso and Leonardo Colavita. And in the Challenger Trophy, it was Davide Dallara that came out on top.